Hi, I'm Mark, and welcome to the current Outside Views report on Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy is dismissing his defense minister and wants to see the young politician Rustem Umerov in office in the middle of the counteroffensive. He will propose the 41-year-old head of the State Wealth Fund to Parliament as the successor to the ousted Olexi Resnikov. That's what Zelensky said in his evening message on Sunday. Resnikov's departure had been expected for a long time, though. Resnikov has served as defense minister for 550 days since the start of Russia's aggressive war, as Zelensky said on Sunday. I believe that the ministry needs new approaches and different formats of cooperation with the soldiers and society as a whole, said the president. Resnikov has been Minister of Defense since November 2021. Ukraine has been defending itself against the Russian invasion for more than 18 months now. But Resnikov's resignation had already been discussed last winter. The politician, who came under criticism after scandals in his office, did not think of resigning voluntarily. Resnikov said in early February that he would only resign if Zelensky asked him to do so. No official stays in office forever, he said. Among the series of scandals and affairs in the defense ministry in the Resnikov era is the resignation of his deputy Vyacheslav Shapovalov. In the winter, he had to resign in connection with the purchase of overpriced groceries for soldiers. According to media reports, money was also embezzled during the construction of barracks. Resnikov always rejected the allegations. The aim was apparently to undermine trust in the Ministry of Defense at a very important point in time, is what he said at the time. Ukraine is considered one of the most corrupt countries in Europe, but there were good news recently about this. The Ukrainian media had reported several times, and increasingly so in the past few days, that the 57-year-old Resnikov was about to be replaced. The minister had recently repeatedly stated that he was ready to go, but that a replacement had to be found for him. He spoke to Zelensky about another post. The position of ambassador in London is vacant, for example. In his last interview as defense minister, Resnikov put the military aid provided to date by Ukraine's Western allies at around $100 billion, including almost $60 billion from the United States. This is money that was spent on weapons, military equipment and ammunition, he told the state news agency Ukrinform. And in addition, Ukraine also receives billions in aid from the West, for example, to finance its national budget. Resnikov also reiterated that the F-16 fighter jets promised by the West should be ready for action in the front area in the spring. And in a phone call to French President Emmanuel Macron, President Zelensky thanked him for the military aid he has received so far. Zelensky said Ukrainian pilots were also being trained in France, which would make the international fighter jet coalition even more powerful. The next aid packages were also discussed with Macron, but Zelensky did not give any details so far. It was also agreed that France and French companies should take part in the Ukrainian Defense Industry Forum. The country wants to become one of the largest arms producers in the world, and according to official information, Ukraine is now also producing longer-range missiles and powerful drones and intends to export them after the end of the war. And if you want to know more about the current developments in this war, the next video is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.